We're just waiting for it to just boot up. Because when it starts, it actually takes a little bit of time for it to like register. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Another console button mapping guide. Really excited about this one, Symmetra. She was, for a long time, my main. Some could even call me a one-trick Symmetra. I'm even registered with the Symmetra main subreddit because, oh, I love Symmetra so much. She's a ton of fun. Her real name is Satya Vaswani. She is an Indian light architect from the Vishkar Corporation, which may or may not have some dubious dealings, and Lucio and Symmetra will actually talk about those sometimes. Also, fun fact, she is autistic. Isn't that amazing? So she's like super autistic, and she likes everything in their place. The pictures must be framed appropriately. They must not be out of alignment. You're too long didn't read. This is what I'm doing. And I've put a lot of love and a lot of great care into this one because I do like her so much. We're putting jump on L2/left trigger. We're putting secondary on R1/RB. We are putting her turrets on X. We're putting her turrets on X and her shield on L1/left bumper. Okay, that's your too long didn't read. Let's go into her abilities now. First is her Photon Projector. It's this thing. This is what it looks like when it's not melting your enemies to death. That's how she reloads it. It is a tractor beam. It's like this microwaving tractor beam that will destroy your enemies. Here's how it works, and there is like a logo. There's like a little icon that's on the actual back of her gun that you can look at. It has 3 levels of pain: 7.5 damage per hit, 15 damage per hit, and 30 damage per hit. So it doubles each time. 30 is the max. It's level 3. You need to be within 7 meters to lock onto your target, but after you lock on, you can be as far as 9.5 meters before the tether breaks. Her DPS, if you want to know, is 30 DPS for level 1, 60 DPS for level 2, and 120 DPS for level 3. Let me show you how this thing works. So, gotta be within 7 feet. Here it is. Oh, and look at that icon on the back there. And now it goes down shortly thereafter. It's better if I'm in the shade, so check it out. Level 1. That's level 3. Okay, so it starts at level 1. So it starts at level 1, which is that dot. And then level 1, level 2, level 3. See it on the back of her gun there? I'll do it one more time. Level 1, 2, 3. One more time, because I keep screwing it up. So it starts off 1, that's 2, that's 3. And the beam also changes as well. Everything changes about it. Symmetra is great because you can be... Look at this. Look how far I can be before it breaks. You can almost be behind them. And a lot of people do not particularly care for that. So, this is a strat for Symmetra. Lock on, jump around. This is why we need the target. This is why we need to be able to jump, because they're going to be doing hit scan, they're going to be doing projectiles. We're not going to care. We're going to jump around and just melt them while they're freaking out. Secondary attack, energy ball. In left bumper /L1, you charge up a ball that will destroy everything. So, see that little ring? It comes out all the way, and once it's there, it means it's fully charged, and you can let go. That ball will go in perpetuity. It will go forever, and it will go through shields. It will damage the shield, and it will damage everybody that it goes through. Oh, is the ball still out there? It still is. That's amazing. You might not be able to see it from there. But anyway, and it's a secondary ability. The only other ability that does the same thing as her secondary fire is Reinhardt's Fire Strike, which is on a cooldown. But we have this on a secondary. The bad thing about it Well, it moves really slowly. It's very easily countered. However, fire it through chokes all day long. Not to mention, it gets you a lot of ult charge, and you will just melt them all. Now let's talk about. I'm going to skip down and talk about her photon barrier first, because that's simpler. It's going to be, her photon barrier is a shield that sort of floats through the air. It's on L1/left bumper. It moves as fast as you walk. It has 1,025 health and a 5-meter width. It will travel until it's impacted with something. If you shoot it toward the ground, and I hope I don't shoot myself in the foot by saying this, it will follow the path of the ground. Yep. So, goes as fast as you walk. This will follow the ground, up hills, down hills. And you can just continue to go with it, and it will go forever until it impacts something. It has 1,000 health and a 10-second cooldown. It's really great. Next, let's talk about her Sentry turrets here. Oh, so I can't really get up there. I wanted to get up to the part where that other guy was walking. Because, see, she doesn't have, like, a ton of movement. See, I want to get there. But I don't know how to get there. Anyway. Here's how our Sentry turrets work. They do 25.5 damage per second, and each one will reduce movement speed by 25%. That's not like a hard 25%. So it's 25% of your remaining speed will be cut. So, you know, obviously it scales down. The beams on the turrets have a 10-meter range. 6 at most may be placed, even though I have one up right there that's been sort of working in the background. I can place 6, and once I place my 6th one, that one will disappear. They have a 10-second regeneration time, or a 10-second cooldown time, like you can place another one once 6 seconds goes by. And they have a 1.4 second casting time. So she waves her hands for about 1.4 seconds and then it's up. You can create these little things called turret nests or car washes. And it will just melt everybody. And this is a lot of fun. So we push X to place, and then R2 to deploy. And we're just going to do all of them as fast as we can here. So yeah, it takes time to set it up.
Double kill.
And then we have all 6. So, and let's just watch them work. It slows them down considerably.
Triple kill.
Everything in its place.
So it slows them down considerably, and because they're doing 25.5 damage per second, what is that? 50, 50, 50, so 150 damage per second. That's ridiculous. Not to mention, if you can be in here with them, you are ungodly. In your element, almost nobody can beat you. I have taken 2, I have taken 3 people at once. You can see my plays of the game. They're nothing to laugh at. When somebody gets in my turret nest, they're gone. Those are her turrets.
This is the shape of things to come.
Alright, I'm gonna put these just elsewhere. And I could do a whole guide on Symmetra. I've watched many guides. I've done many guides on Symmetra. Well, I haven't done many guides. I've watched many guides on Symmetra. And so I know quite a bit about her. But anyway, let's talk about her ultimate ability. She has 2 ults. One is a teleporter. The other is a shield generator. And to switch between them, you just press triangle. You push whatever your alt button is. So the circle is the shield generator, the sphere is a shield generator, and the circle is the teleporter. When I lay it down, we'll be talking about the teleporter. So let's talk about the shield generator first. The shield generator will give shields, will give 75 shields to all allies within 50 meters of the shield generator. So that's a really long distance, and it's not line of sight. It will go through walls. So hide it somewhere where nobody will ever find it. And then everybody will have shields. And it is a pain to deal with. Let's talk about her teleporter now. Her teleporter, pushing triangle to switch between the two, well, both, whether it's the shield generator or the teleporter, it will have 50 health and 350 shields. So 400 health total, and it will regenerate if you're able to get rid of intruders. For your teleporter, it will have 6 uses. 6 people can go through it. It's really great. If you are behind enemy lines, you're just doing your own thing, and there was a team wipe, well then guess what? You can just like come around the corner, place down a teleporter, and then everybody will just be there, come from spawn, and just wreck everything. It's great for defense. It can be really good for attack if you're able to push up and flank. If you're able to push up high enough and flank and coordinate with your team, you can be like, teleporter's up, it's behind here, it's over here, like, come out, come out, come out. And then you can just automatically just push everybody up, and the entire team just freaks out about what's going on. Let's talk about how teleporter works. You will do teleporter and then look down at it. See those arrows? Those arrows are telling you where people are going to be coming out of. So you sort of think like you're going to press it, put it down, and then people will just go out that way. So at first glance, I'm like, oh yeah, I want people to go out that door, so I'm going to set it right here and lay it down, and then people will continue to go that way. No, no, no. That's not how it works. They will actually be going the opposite way. So be careful of that, and there's no way to change that. So if I want them to go out that door, I need to come over here and place it. Yeah? Really important. So yeah, I will typically place it somewhere where the doorway is near and in their line of sight, but they have to like go forward to find it. So if I'm coming out of the teleporter like this, cancel it. If I come out of the teleporter, whoosh, and I'm trying to get back to the action, I'm going to be disoriented because I've been teleported. But if the first thing I come to is a wall, I am more likely to come out and say, oh yeah, there's all the action, let's get him! Let's get him! So anyway, let's lay down the teleporter, so just make sure you know where those arrows are pointing.
Teleporter online. I have opened the file.
Hooray! And this looks really fun because it's her Oasis skin. Let's take a look at what it looks like in the spawn room. Here's the spawn room. Here is a teleporter. You can walk in the teleporter at any angle you want. You will still come out the same way. See these 5 glowing orbs? They're in the petals, but there's 5 glowing orbs, or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. See them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those tell you, well not you, because I can see it down next to my ult meter there. I also can't charge ult during this time. But down there's a 6, and that means I've got 6 charges left. If I go through it, I can't go through it the other way. If I go through it, then I'll have 5. I'll have 5 charges left. And now let's go check this guy out here. We see one of the circles is gone. 1, 2, 3, no circle. 4, 5. Yeah, let's check it out one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blank. Now I've got the petals, the flower petals on it, which are sort of making the visual look a little bad, because these petals are, you know, they're sort of making it look different. But you can see now there's 2 empty petals, or 2 spheres, or 2 little balls of light that are gone. So that's how your teammates, if you're playing with a Symmetra, you can tell how many you've got left. Like I said, you won't be able to build ult charge until it's down. Let's talk about how you would protect this. You want to protect this because it's essentially for your revives. So, essentially, if a bad guy is going to come in here and say, oh, I know it's here, and they're going to be like, aha, I found it. What you don't want to do is place turrets right here, because we can have turrets protect it. So if you place turrets right here or behind it, they'll say, oh, pew, 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 shoot this, because the teleporter doesn't shoot me. But those things do. Put them behind here.
Turret online.
Oh yeah, ceilings are good, especially when there's a lip. See the lip on the door? So they'll get it here, and they won't be able to, like, it'll just be so much harder for them to get it.
Turret in place.
It is good to place turrets on the weirdest spots and also out of range. See, now there's a range. That would alert them. That's not a good place to put that. But all of these other ones are, because as soon as they step in, wow, and like, yeah, they're going to see the teleporter, and they're going to be like, teleporter, oh, but I'm dying, but I can't do both. They're just going to freak out and die. Not to mention, you should also be near your teleporter as well. This becomes your home base. The fun thing I like about Symmetra, and this is the last thing I'll say about her, is that the more Symmetra is alive, the more powerful she becomes. The more you're alive, the more you get comfortable with your surroundings and your domain. And before you know it, you'll set your turrets up in such a way that if anybody comes in your area, they will be at a greater and greater disadvantage. The Symmetra that you are killing constantly is the Symmetra that is the least powerful. Like Reaper, you kill him, he comes out, he still has double shotguns, and he's like crushing you. But Symmetra, see, now what I'm doing is Symmetra is I'm setting up a little turret nest, and I might even lure a bad guy back here. I mean, I probably wouldn't with my teleporter, but you know, I might be like, oh no, run away, go behind the door. He knows I've run this way, but he doesn't know that there's like literally turrets everywhere. So now he's got to deal with me, and he's got to deal with all these turrets. And I'm going to be jumping around. It is just a ton of DPS. Actually, if you have a charged up beam all the way and all of your turrets, so it's about, so 50 and 50 and 50, so 150 plus 120, 270. So think about it, it's 270 DPS. So most heroes will go down in under a second if you encounter a fully charged and fully primed Symmetra. Symmetra can be ridiculously powerful. But anyway, that's it for my Symmetra guide. I think she's great. I don't play her that much anymore because I think we should call it Symmetra Gate, where Symmetra players are getting bullied and falsely reported, and the automation system is kicking them out, which is such a bummer. So it actually, you know, I don't want to get reported for playing a hero that I really like, so I've been forced to play other heroes, and I do now. And I suppose it's really good for me, but I'm out of practice with Symmetra, but I do love playing her so very much.
Everything by design.
Everything by design. So, thank you for watching, and have fun out there.